Back to the charts with Big Boss Crypto, bringing another day trading analysis on Bitcoin and on CHAINLINK. I've seen a lot of bullishness coming into crypto Twitter, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking this big volume candle on the 1 hour time frame, which hasn't been recovered, and I think the market maker will recover it at some point, and I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. And in this video I'm going to discuss the 800 EMA, which we rejected off the last couple of days. We are currently at the 800 EMA again, and I'm going to show you historically how we've been moving around the 800 EMA previously. Stay tuned. So first and foremost, let's go through the initial targets for Bitcoin. We see this big volume candle which hasn't been recovered yet, all the way down to 69.72. That is your first target if you're gonna go short. And if you're gonna hold it longer, we have this volume candle to downside at 16.670, all the way down to 16.452. And I think the longer term downward move will go all the way down to this volume candle, which has been recovered at 15.7k. And I think that's gonna happen in the next couple of weeks if we don't break this 800 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. We can see clearly now that we are rejecting of this. We haven't moved clearly above the 800 EMA and claim territory above. Same thing happened on Monday when we had a bullish move to the upside. Exactly at the 800 EMA is where we formed the wicks and then moved down again quickly. Is this a possibility that it will happen today? Well, let's see. I'm going to show you historically how it has moved around the 800 EMA. We can see that we did a claim above, and then after a couple of days we rejected immediately to the downside and made a quick move down. We've seen here in this area rejection, 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 here as well, and here as well. So that is pretty clear that the 800 EMA is a huge resistance zone for Bitcoin at the moment, and it has been the last couple of months. So you do need to watch this 800 EMA closely and pay attention to how Bitcoin moves around it. And it is a possible short entry point at the 800 EMA. If we move above and hold here for, let's say, until Wednesday next week, above the 800 EMA, and we move towards my famous 18.2k zone and move above it, I'm pretty certain that we will move to 20.5k and recover these volume candles to the upside, which is currently set at 20.4k then. So that's a possible long opportunity if we break 18.2k. If we don't, the short targets are pretty juicy to the downside. Let's see also if there has been some news that has made Bitcoin move to the upside. And as you clearly see, we haven't had much news coming out this week. We have the PPI numbers coming in a couple of hours. However, next week we have a lot of news from the US. We have the CPI numbers on Tuesday, and then we have the federal funds rate on Wednesday. So now is where we think, is this move to the upside manufactured so that a lot of people go long, and then market makers will reverse price when we get bearish news from the Fed and from the federal funds rate and from the FOMC press conference? That's just a thought, that's speculation, but it usually has been the case the last couple of FOMC meetings. So you do want to pay close attention to what happens during the next couple of days and at the start of next week when we have the CPI numbers coming out. So be careful. Let's take a look at the liquidation map on Bitcoin. We can see that it's pretty evenly distributed. We can see that we have in the near term a lot more short liquidations, especially around the 17.1k area, and we also have them at 16.6k in the near term, but we do also have some liquidation points to the upside, especially here at 17.4k. And yeah, I think they might grab it because they're pretty close to it, and that is also where the 800 EMA is at right now. So potentially might move to the 800 EMA and even above it until the FOMC meeting, and then price might reverse when a FOMC statement is bearish for the crypto market. That's just a thought. I'm gonna come back to you on Monday and discuss this even more in detail. But however, more liquidation points to the downside. We have a lot of volume cans to the downside. It's Friday, and Friday is known for a profit taking day. So you do your own decisions and do your own trades. However, I do want to state this, that we might experience a quick move to the upside and stay above the 800 EMA, and price might reverse during next week. Moving on to Chainlink, then we can see that we haven't seen as much bullishness on Chainlink the last couple of days, and we do have some volume candles to the upside to be recovered at, first of all, from 7.14 or 154 to 7.253 is the first target if you're in a long, and second profit target is at 7.38 all the way up to 7.451. However, I do think we will move to the downside because we do have, if you see here, we do have a lot of volume candles to the downside. This one especially hasn't been recovered yet, and we do also have one here to the downside which hasn't been recovered yet. And there's a lot of money and orders in this zone, because for someone to buy, someone has to sell, and there are a lot of buy orders here, and the market maker sells into those and makes a profit. That's how the game works for the market maker. Alameda research and so on, you know the drill. But however, I do think that we will see some kind of sell-off today. That's not for certain, because we do have the FOMC meeting next week, and it could be just pumping all the way up to Wednesday and then reverse price quickly to downside, and we might move to new lows. But that's just some speculation. I'm waiting for confirmation on that. And if you managed to build some short, I told you that this was kind of looking like a double top formation. We confirmed it by moving down below 7.196, had some consolidation and moved quickly to the downside. I hope you took some profits off that trade if you followed my, not advice, but my technical analysis. None of this is financial advice on this channel. We do this for entertainment and education purpose only. Currently we are consolidating. I think we have one more leg down before a double bottom formation, but let's wait and see. It all depends on Bitcoin, and I do think we have some leg room to the downside. So let's summarize this week, and I'm gonna start off with saying that Friday is usually a profit taking day for the institutional investors or market makers or whatever you want to call them. And today might be a big profit taking day because we have seen quick moves to the upside. There's a lot of volume candles to the downside, which means that there are unfilled orders in that zone. And for someone to buy, someone has to sell, and they're gonna sell into those orders, which are down below probably, if they sell off. We also know that the 800 EMA on the 1 hour time frame on Bitcoin is a sneaky zone. They tend to move aggressively from that point. They did so on Monday. Today we see that it's kind of a big resistance zone, and we are currently hovering below it. So let's see what happens during today. Are they gonna break the 800 EMA, stay there for a while, and then move down? when the FOMC meeting is taking place. That's a possibility, or we could just move down from here because we are at 800 EMA. They are currently building shorts and they might possibly move price down from this point. That's just speculation. Well, we have to see what happens. We all also know that, yeah, 800 EMA is a sneaky zone. And point number 3 is that the FOMC press conference is next week. And we have seen quick moves the last couple of days to the upside. Is it possible that the market makers know something that we don't and are building shorts at the highest possible point? Is that what's going on right now? That's just speculations. It's all up to you. I hope you learned something today. Stay tuned for the next couple of videos. We have some interesting videos coming out for you, and I will come back to you on Monday with a market update, and set the tune for next week's big news week, and the market will move quickly and be very volatile. Big boss out.